going to put this thing right here. Okay, that looks all right. Let me check the screen. Okay, well, all we gotta do now is just sit here and wait for people to show up. It might happen, it might not happen. It might happen, but just take a long time. Who knows? Who knows? Got my plasma ball going, so there's that. Oh, hey, there's somebody. Skibbity toilet? Huh? What you talking about, bro? Skibbity toilet? Huh? Oh, he's getting cheeky now. Yeah? I will be right back. Hey, buddy, let me ask you something. Are you at all familiar with my music? Like, at all? I make a lot of music. No, I'm still here. Come on now. Oh, hey, we got 2 people watching. How about that? Okay, 2 people's good. Yeah, Okay. Yeah. Oh, wait. What's your name? What's your name? Let me see. Bon Bon? Huh. You never comment on any of my videos.
You know, no matter who you are.
So this song, Get Bathed, that was a big production, and I almost didn't finish it actually because it was so many steps involved in making it. But it was a lot of fun to make that. I'm just kind of gonna babble on a little bit until more people arrive. I wasn't really counting on it that a lot of people would arrive as it is, because I am in a very odd place in my YouTube channel at the moment, because I have 450. Let's see. Let me count the actual number off the screen. I have 467 subscribers. And the average amount of likes or views I get on a video is about 45 views and maybe like 3 likes. And I've thought about experimenting with tags a little bit more, but like, hold on a second. That means that there's literally 467 people who I am being ignored by. Feels bad, man. I mean, come on. Like, a lot of people talk about having, like, oh, I have such a great relationship with my fans. I almost feel like I don't have fans anymore. Like, there was that whole episode with the Fever Dream server where they thought, like, I'm being all homophobic or whatever. It was a long time ago, and, like, a lot of, like, honestly, there have been so many people who have done things so much unbelievably worse than have a mental breakdown in a server. I mean, it wasn't even a mental breakdown. I was just having a rough day, and they were like, "Okay, bye," And then they mock me behind my back too. Those other guys mock me behind my back. Is that why? It's like nobody gives me a reason either why they're not watching. They don't even seem to give me hate. I would rather get hate than this silence that I constantly get. It's freaking annoying at this rate, to be completely honest with you. But, because otherwise it's just a number. Like, I've considered making the video before, of like, if you don't like the music, if you don't like my content, you don't like me, just unsubscribe. Do anything but what you're doing. Okay, but enough complaining. Let's do something interesting, actually. So, what would you like to see, broskies? Who's all watching now? How many watchers we got? 2? 2 watchers. Two's 2. www.goodenough.com. All right, here. Should we play some music? You want to? I know. Here's what we'll do. I'm gonna play an unfinished track. Would you like that? Here is a track that's currently unfinished. Now, don't tell nobody. Or what's this? Don't tell nobody, or I'll get real sorry. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's true. It's true, and I don't want it to make it sound like I'm begging for attention, but up until now I have said pretty much nothing. And it's just like I'm not in a state where I've been conditioned by my fans to expect a certain level of attention. I'm not begging for attention. You are ghosting me is what it really is. Okay, so anyway, enough about that. Here is a small snippet of a new track I call Cutthroat. Gonna put it on full blast here. Here you go. right, so the second drop, I do have a second drop on there, but for now that's all you get. Because I don't want to spoil, like, the entire stinking song. So there's a little sizzler. There's a little sizzler for you. Let's see. So, hey, I sent the invite out on Discord to a bunch of people. Oh, hey! Hey, music nerd, what's up? I'm so glad. I was hoping you'd show up. My number one. Thanks, buddy. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I was waiting for you to show up. I'm so glad you're here. Woo! Yeah, it's live stream time. Yeah, okay, I sent the invite out to Discord. I'm so glad that some people are showing up, actually. Because that's the number one thing you don't want to have is you have your little radio station, little live stream thing, and nobody shows up. That's what you want to not happen. So anyway, okay, we're having some fun here. I got my lava lamp. I got my plasma globe. And it's time to stink and party a little bit. Anyway, so I was thinking it's time for me to show off my skull collection. What do you think about that, YouTube people? Skull collection time. So anyway, here, I'm gonna, what's he saying? Oh, I'm planning maybe a good 2 hours, maybe an hour 30. We'll do something like that, however long it needs to go. My folks are out of here, which is the reason why I'm doing this, so I can be as loud and obnoxious as I want. Thanks, man. Oh, wait, what was this? The ball? What's cool? You can't even see me, can you? Yeah. You like my... Oh, the 2... Yeah, 2 hours. Let's go. It's going to be a little different, but, it'll be fun. My thoughts are, we'll try to do a little bit of everything. Just whatever's fun. We'll do Q&A, lock and pop. We'll do skull collection. Just whatever's fun. Point is, let's try something fun because I'm in the mood for fun. A lot of times I don't really have any real life friends. Not really. I have like people I see every once in a while, but I don't have like friends who like come over to my house whenever I invite them. I don't have any old high school friends because I didn't go to high school. I was homeschooled. I don't have a lot of online friends anymore either because I got like exiled by a bunch of servers for being the way I am. But anyway, so I'm gonna do a little showcase here. We're gonna start with the smallest skull I have. I'll get this ready here. We're gonna start. What about Ndora? Well, I invited him. We're a little bit on the ropes right now. Our marriage is a little bit on the ropes right now, if you want to call it. That sounds gay. I immediately regretted that after saying that. But we're a little bit. He's taken some time because we're so different. Because we got opinions and stuff that don't go together. And I did that thing a while ago that he didn't like, and all this other stuff. I mean, I'm not blaming him for anything. This just stuff happens sometimes, but I think he'll come around. We've been friends for a long time, and I don't know. Things can change. So, there's always hope. There's always, a little bit, but, it happens. Let's see, blue. It's a little weird looking. Okay, that works. Works for me. Okay. I could just turn the light on, but that looks too lame. So, okay, let's get this out of the way for a second here. I'm going to show you smallest skull I have. Okay, so this was donated to me by a friend. This is a turtle skull. I assume it was a pet turtle, probably very dear to the person before it passed on. And now the innards of his head belong to me.
So it's, you know, barely an inch long. Very light, very, very lightweight. Almost feels like I'm holding nothing in my hand, but you can kind of see, like, right here is where the snout would be. Yeah, yeah, I know, right? It's so small. It's a little skull. Little turtle skull. Let everybody get an eyeful of that. Yeah. It's pretty rad. Now we're going to move up to second largest skull I own. These are all genuine, by the way. Like, they're not replicas. They're not like fake plastic museum stuff. This is real bone. This is the second largest skull I own. This is a cat skull. This is a cat skull of a real, like, house cat, you know, pet cat skull. That's what that is. Little chip in the eye part there. No bottom jaw. Couldn't find the bottom jaw. This was actually a pet cat that was very dear to me. Some people might think this is a little bit weird, like, oh my goodness, what are you doing keeping your pet cat skull? I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with this. This is not in any pain anymore. How did you get that one? I got this one. So Scout, his name was, he got hit, or Scott, yeah, Scott. Poor cat he got hit on the road, actually. Short while after we find the body laying real close to the road. You know, got hit by a car. You know, it happens sometimes, but that is his skull. I don't know if maybe the damage right here, maybe this is where he got hit. That's what killed him. I don't know. But I assume kind of like vultures or a dog ate the rest of the body, because this was all that was left, was just this, and then maybe whatever was feasting on it didn't take this because of the teeth. Like, you see those big teeth, see that right there, how big those teeth are. I think maybe that's what deterred it from, like, trying to chomp on the rest of it. So that's a cat skull. And I know there's pet, like, this was a loved pet. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it happens sometimes. You know, we were real sad about it when it happens, because I mean, he had a nice, good 2, maybe 3 years living on a farm, nice life. Took the wrong walk somewhere. It happens, but, like, I know some people are going to be like, oh, that's sacrilege or whatever to keep your pet cat skull. But, like, cats don't have, you know, mourning, burying rituals. They don't care what happens to them after they're dead. They don't care what happens to you after you're dead either. They'll eat you. Your pet cat that you love so much, it will eat you when you die. Right. Yeah, taxidermy. Like, people taxidermy their pets. People do all kinds of stuff. You know, this is like the tamest version of that I can think of. Is just, you know, keep some bones, you know. Yeah, there's a cat. Okay, so enough about that one. We're going to move up to a little bit bigger now. Next largest. Now, I am going to handle this one without using my hands because there's a little bit of necrosis left on it. It's a goth. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I'm an edgy guy, you know. I don't know if you can tell. I'm an edgy guy. So it's the type of thing that I really like. You know what, actually, I'm just going to use my hands and then wash my hands after. I was thinking about not handling this one with my hands, but okay. This is a raccoon. This is a raccoon's skull. And I'm gonna wash my hands after handling it, because for somewhat obvious reasons. Right here we got a raccoon. Yeah, get a good eyeful of that. This one actually did have the bottom jaw. I'm gonna try to open it a little bit. Yeah, this one's got necrosis on it. All dried up nasty flesh, but a little bit, but you know, that's a raccoon. I'm gonna try and pry the jaws open a little bit here so you can see those teeth. Yeah. So, you know, let's talk about Is the skull fresh? It's no, it's anything, but it's you'd be surprised how long the flesh will stay on there. This thing was by now it's probably about a year and a half, I would say, that it's still in this same state. If anything, maybe a little bit more stiff. You know, it's got the teeth like that. No, no, no. This is like a year and a half probably. I mean, this has been sitting around in my room for quite some time. So this is really something. Let me. I'm gonna try to get these jaws a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's a raccoon. We can talk about raccoons a little bit. Oh, also, if I'm a little bit worried about the connection, if at any time, you know, we start having connection issues, or if I get like glitchy, or anything, just tell me and I'll try to compensate for it. But let's talk about raccoons a little bit. They're smart, smart little creatures. They got like those hands. They open locks on campsites. You got to use like special locks on campsites sometimes to handle raccoons because they learn how to get into this stuff. But I they don't actually seem to have. Well, actually, I take that back. They do have pretty big teeth. They got some big teeth on there. Yeah, good, useful for biting through things. You know. Okay, now we're gonna move up. Whoops. We're gonna move up to next largest now. Oh, I forgot to wash my hands. I'll be right back. Yeah. All right. Sorry about that. So we're gonna move up. Yeah, they have actual thumbs, like opposable thumbs. Those things do. Yeah. No, raccoons. They got like little. They got actual like hands, like a person has hands. It's pretty crazy. We're gonna move up to next biggest now. Another size. This is right here. We got a cow. Now this one's a little bit damaged because of like weathering and time and stuff, but this right here we got a cow. That is a real cow skull. And now here's the interesting part. This is not the biggest, heaviest skull I own. That's coming up next, and that'll be the last one. But this is a cow. It's pretty straightforward. You can kind of tell like they don't have sharp teeth. Not that big of teeth. I think most of that is used for grinding up grass and eating vegetation and stuff. But big nasal cavity. Now I'm not sure, but I think a lot of what used to be here was maybe like smashed off somehow. A little bit of holes, back here, for like veins and stuff. Maybe I don't know if this. It might have been a female. Didn't have horns. No like horns or anything attached to it when I got it. This was this so yeah, right, teeth for grinding. Yeah, right. And so like this was found in like a field. So like I live around a lot of farms. This was found. Well, I live on a farm, but this was found like in a field. So was the raccoon. That was just you could find these things just laying around if you look in the right places. Is the amazing thing. This was found just laying around, and I thought it was pretty rad. You know. Yep, really strong stomach. They actually something interesting. If you want to know more about cows, they have multiple stomachs. Yeah, they really put some elbow grease into digesting that stuff. You wouldn't think that it would take that much, just digest grass, but no, it takes a lot actually. So now we're gonna move up. Here is biggest skull I own. You guys ready for this? You ready to see biggest skull I own? All right. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah. What's that? 4. This is a bear skull. This is a genuine bear skull. Let's get a good eyeful of that. Look at how long that is. That's a bear skull. Now look at the size of that next to my hand. This is me touching it. Look how big that is. And then it's got like, isn't it? Yeah. This is awesome. I love this thing. This is, check this out. I'm going to open the jaws. See that? Look at that. Look at how big those teeth are, bro. Look at the canines. Look at those canines. Hey, hold on. I got to find the, yeah, I'm going to connect it in the jaw socket here. Yep, there it is. Yeah. That's how the jaw opens, just like that. Yeah, I love this thing, man. This is probably like one of my favorite things that I own entirely, just ever. Okay, let me see if I can carefully put this back together. I like, it is a little bit fragile at the link between the jaw right there. What's that? What's he saying? I know, right? Imagine it, like, imagine that going into your neck. Just like, it's crazy, man. Like this, you look right at this, like the remains of after it's dead, and you know exactly what this thing was meant to do its whole life. Like this was a killing machine, is what this thing was. And this too, this was found just laying around in a forest. Just like, you gotta just look in the right places and you find this stuff. This is like, you can see the links for the vertebrae in the back there. Instant. Oh yeah, this, I mean, this is like, this would kill you in one bite. So let's talk about bear attacks for a second. If ever you are in the situation where that is coming straight at you, the way to handle it is actually stay on your back with your like arms out like this. Like just lay the heck down. Just stay down, because it's gonna try to get at all your stuff through your back, but all of what's vulnerable on you is right here. If it flips you over, it's done. How strong's that bite? I don't know how strong their bite is. It's worth a quick Google search probably. I don't. Let's see. Got my iPad up there. I assume it's something ridiculous like that, but I mean, you can just see it. Just the majesty of that. Love that, man. Yeah. It's heavy too. It's heavy. It weighs something. It's much heavier than the cow skull by like a lot. It has some weight to it, some size to it. Like, let me show you again, just my hand. This is my hand right underneath it. That's how big that is. And something else, relative to the size of an actual bear, it almost seems kind of small, but if you just think about the amount of muscle mass on top of this, it starts to kind of make sense. So anyway, yeah, bear skull. One of my favorites. One of my favorite things I own is just this frickin' skull. Genuine bear skull. All right. So, okay. Oh man, I'm so hot. So, word of advice to aspiring mystery people: if you can't handle getting sweaty under a bunch of black and asphyxiating facial wear, maybe reconsider your profession. I can handle it because I'm a brick, but for comparison, grizzly bear's bite is 1/4 of a Nile crocodile. Yeah, 1/4 of a Nile crocodile. Yeah, because those things. Now that is something I would like to have actually. Crocodile skull. That would be dope, because that would be long. That would have the teeth in it. That would be awesome. But anyway, yeah. Thanks for checking out my skull collection, guys. I'm gonna wash my hands one more time in case there was something coming out of those. You know, it's even though they are as old as they are, they got stuff stuck in there. So I'm gonna wash my hands one more time. Then we'll move into some other stuff here. All right. So now that we got that, now we got that edgy stuff out of the way. What do you say we move into some other edgy stuff, and we try some lock and pop? You guys want to see some lock and pop? I was thinking about doing some weird dances for you guys, since I always wanted to kind of showcase one of those useless talents that I have. I mean, subjectively useless, because it's not really that useful for regular life, but it's fun, you know. I've had many delusions of grandeur before as a child of becoming like this big you know, world famous DJ, or like singer dancer, or like, you know, because like what ignorant child wouldn't be like, oh, I want to be a rock star when I grow up, you know. But like, if I don't get any bigger than, I don't hardly expect to necessarily, but if I never get any bigger than how big I am now, I would honestly be okay with it, because I would rather have like 6 ultra dedicated fans than like 400. Yeah, I'm talking to those guys, 400 who don't care at all, you know, or 4,000 who don't care at all, or 4 million who don't care at all. Like, it doesn't matter, because fame is overrated as it is, but I'd still like to have a taste of it, you know. I was thinking in this live stream too, I might do a little bit of like a deep dive into my opinions about life and about people and about the nature of life and people and how it works and how I've discovered it to work. Like, I remember, I don't know how you guys felt about my philosophical commentary on my video about with the blood moon. You remember that? With the blood moon? That was a lot of fun. Just talking about, you know, all stuff with the nature of life and how it is relevant to you. But hey, oh, what's he saying? Yeah, you remember everything, music nerd. Let's see here. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about my lighting scheme, if you guys can see me well enough, but let's see. I'm gonna put this over here. So hey, music nerd, were you around a while ago when I did my my demo of my unfinished track? Did you hear that? You can see. Okay, good. You can see me. Yeah, I did a demo of an unfinished track a second ago. I thought it sounded okay. I'm gonna. Okay, so here's the dilemma that I'm having. You think so? Okay, I'm gonna explain something for you. I have. So, I have. You might have seen a post recently that I'm planning on a special thing for the Metaljack super fans. Oh no, you weren't. Okay, well, I can play some stuff for you pretty soon. But anyway, yeah, 11 minutes in. Okay, well, I'll play some stuff. But anyway, here's the dilemma that I've currently got with the channel. What I'm naturally gravitating towards producing more is like more stuff like Get Bathed, of like a heavy industrial kind of sound. But I was going, what the plan was up until recently, that I'm starting to thinking of changing it, was I was going to drop an album. I won't spoil it, because in case there's any people who actually would really want to hear it, it's like, so I was thinking of rebooting an old album. I don't, do you, how is there anybody in the chat right now who remembers Spiders or Heave or Road Rage or any of those old albums that I did? Were any of you around then? Like, just be honest. I just really want to know because either I move up to something more modern of modern Metaljack, or I can reboot something from long ago for the super fans. But the issue that I'm having is that I almost feel like I don't have my OGs anymore, my original, my originals anymore, like original fans. Like, I don't think I have people who are going to appreciate that in the way that I expect them to, like the old like sound. Okay, yeah. Well, because I was going to reboot one of those old albums, is what the plan was, but I wasn't sure if like I should do that because what I keep kind of naturally gravitating towards more and what I keep producing more is more of this sound, like the bigger production. Like, it seemed like you were a big fan of Get Bathed. How would you like to hear more music like that instead of like the old style? Like, here, just listen to this. 2020, 2021. Okay. Okay. Right. So like, yeah, oh, because of Androx, right. So I think, right. Okay, well, cool. Okay. So I wasn't sure if I should do that or if I should do more of like this type of sound. That's true. That's true. I could spoil it now. Uh-huh. Coldest Night. Okay, yeah. So like I had albums like Spiders, Road Rage, and Heave out at the time, but like this is my more modern sound. Let's see here. That's the modern sound. This is the old sound. Let me find this real quick. Now this is kind of spoiling stuff a little bit, but I'll play at least one of them. Does this bass line at all sound familiar to you? Because that, I don't know if you know this. I don't even know if I have any fans who remember this anymore. Because this is what I was thinking of doing, was getting that sound in there for like a reboot of that album. And like, I appreciate what you were saying before, that my guy here about, it's my music, I can do whatever I want with it, and he's right. I don't care if people aren't gonna. Oh, it does. Dang. Okay. No, this gives me faith. This gives me courage that I think I should. Yeah. No, there's people who will remember. Okay. No, there's people who will remember this. I should do that. Okay. Yeah, because I'm not a slave to my fans. I do whatever I want with my music, but in the end, rule number one of being a good entertainer: give the people what they want. That's rule number one. That's why Elvis was good. That's why Michael Jackson was good. That's why every good entertainer who was like the big one got it, is because, he had like stuff that people wanted to hear and they heard it, but he kept it like original. Like, that's how you do it, is in my opinion. Let's see, what did he say? So I deleted my old stuff. Let's see. Yeah, so let's talk about that. I deleted my old music in kind of like a religious fit, I guess, a while ago, because I was in kind of this really not so great place mentally that I don't really want to get into enormous detail about on live stream, but it was kind of like I just wasn't satisfied and feeling good anymore about the state of myself at the time. 'Cause this channel has been through a lot, if you really think about it, and my choice to have this channel has put me through a lot, because I've met a lot of different people who have made me feel different ways about, like, you know how to how to give back to the world, I guess. I don't, it's hard to explain on the spot, but kind of that was part of why that happened, was because I was starting to feel like a lot of attention was going into the channel that I just kind of stopped caring about certain things. But I don't hardly think I was even right to kind of have that mindset. Like I should have had a more patient with myself, more relaxed, more just healthy mindset at the time is kind of why that happened. I know that might sound kind of cryptic and a little bit unexplanatory, but that's kind of how it went. Is like I see, let me explain this a little bit more. I see a lot of producers who kind of have this, you know, this edge lord aura or whatever, and me being a religious guy, I was starting to feel like, well, I don't know if that fits me or not, and all these different things. But to each their own, and you know, I think what really matters in the end is maybe the position of your heart about a whole thing. Because I'm a religious guy. You know this. You know me pretty well, music nerd. Oh yeah. So to answer the question of when it happened, when it actually happened, yeah. To get back to that, uh, that was, let's see. I think it's a little over a year ago now. I think it was about the winter before this one. So last year, I think is when it kind of happened. Like maybe January of 24, I think is kind of when that happened. I think I could be wrong, but that's and something else about that. Very few people seem to really notice or care is kind of the interesting thing. Yeah. You listen to my old stuff then, and I have come to bitterly regret deleting a lot of that stuff very much. Some of it was kind of just like brought up memories that I didn't want to feel anymore, is kind of part of why I deleted it, and I had a lot of wrong beliefs about, like, oh, I got to get rid of all my old self back then that I see now as kind of like over over something. I don't even know how to put into words. I don't think words exist that can explain exactly why I made that choice. I'm just not always the most mentally healthy of people, but it happens sometimes. So it won't really happen again, so far as I can tell. Sometimes it just, you know I have bad days sometimes. I'm gonna make a confession on stream here. Actually, I am the most suicidal person I know. Actually, to be completely honest with you. What's this now? Well, no, actually, that wouldn't be exactly it. It was just kind of like, it was kind of like, in a way, it was like I felt like it didn't represent me anymore. But I was just so worried about, like, oh, what am I representing? I guess is kind of like there was a lot of people that I met that made me feel like I'm associating with the wrong things and wrong people by being this. Like, it was around actually kind of the same time I got kicked out of Fever Dream, was kind of for that reason. It's all kind of wrapped together. I can explain it more in detail another time, but for now, I think that's just gonna have to do. But anyway, so I will say this for people with bad mental health: life is just, it's more worth living than you think it is. Like, the more you align with reality and stop lying to yourself, the more peace you're just gonna have in life. Like, I meet a lot of really nice people. I meet a lot of really garbage people too. Garbage. Not. I shouldn't say that actually. Not garbage, because I don't hate anybody. I don't actually believe that anybody is garbage. I take that back. I just think that there's a lot of people who have a lot of really garbage outlook on life. You know, I meet a lot, like, kind of what got me kicked out of Fever Dream. I think was just my refusal to. I'm not even gonna say that it was my fault or their fault. It just kind of felt like a thing that just kind of stupidly happened. You know, like, maybe it was my fault, but it was like,
I kind of got into this mode where I felt like, well, a lot of these people, like it was like an epidemic of bad mental health across all of them. Like almost none of them were religious the way I am. Almost none of them were like people who have the optimistic outlook on life at all that I often have. So it was just kind of I felt like an outsider since day one, to be honest with you, in a lot of ways. Well, not even day one, but maybe day like seven. I was starting to realize, I kind of have something that a lot of these people just don't have, you know. And it sounds like an arrogant statement when I say it like that, but it's just like I don't know, man. You know, it's like I've so I work at a nursing home. Actually, is one of my jobs. One of my big jobs is at this nursing home. Let me tell you something. It's not hard to find terrible people. It's just really not. And something that's really interesting is most often where you actually find these people is anywhere and everywhere where they shouldn't be, like in churches, in hospitals, in nursing homes, in like priests that molest children. Like it's insane how they always show up in places that they shouldn't be. These narcissistic, terrible people. I've never even met the people on my mother's side of the family because it's a whole thing. But the long history of my family, I've never met any of those people and I'm separated from a lot of people for this reason, that there's just terrible people everywhere. You know, there's just narcissistic people who just live. That it's what they survive off of is just seeing you miserable, and it's insane. It's insane how easy it is to find them too. But I meet a lot of good people. I meet a lot of I meet a lot of broken people on the internet before. I've so like talking about the song, Get Bathed. Talking about the song Get Bathed. What the point of that song actually is it's the ending lyrics are made out of things I have heard both theistic and atheistic people say before that are just so dumb. They're so dumb. They'll say things that just make your eyes roll into the back of your head with how it's like the things they say they sound like things like a movie villain would say. They're so like like the amount of I hate you energy is so big. But sorry, what were you saying here? Yeah, I bet he has. He's no, he's come across a lot of bad people like that too. A lot of bad religious people like that. You know, I don't blame him for being opinionated in the ways that he is for the reason of that I get it. Like I being a conservative now understand why people dislike, you know, like the big rich people in power, because I've been under this like the company people who just have it as their life's mission to just make your life a living hell and just live off of you working for them. And kind of, it's hard to explain, but like I had this coworker who got fired because he was too good at his job and they got like jealous of him is what it seemed like. And nicest guy, never saw him since. I've called him and stuff, but it's just, you know, there's a lot of bad people. But like anyway, getting back to Andor X, he's had a lot of bad experiences with like people like me who have like my belief system, who just are really pushy. They don't understand like autism. They don't understand ADHD. I'm forced to understand ADHD because I have it, but I'm also high functioning enough that I get like the other side of that. You can't always be an enabler to people's weaknesses, and just like I don't know. I just have a lot of compassion. I feel like I am honestly the most compassionate person I know, and it's kind of weird and it's kind of a lonely feeling because it's like nobody sees all this stuff in other people that I see, and they're just focused on what they think, and no one else is going to tell them any different. It's just like, like try it, man. Like, open
this much more, you know. Well, Andorax, you mean he's a rebel at heart? I don't know if I completely agree with that. I mean, he's a nice guy, like genuinely, he's a really nice guy. I like Andorax. You know, he's he's the most honorable atheist I've ever met. I'll say that he's like the most probably tolerant person I know to the limit that he possibly can be. Because like it happens with autistic. Like I'll help you if you anybody has like autistic friends or anything. Like they get emotional about things that they need to have fair and stuff, and there's nothing that they can really do about it. It just kind of leaks out of them whenever it gets to that point that they feel like something's not right. They have to fix it. You know, and like I've wondered before if I might even be a little bit autistic because I have a little bit of that too. But anyway, I don't know if I'm babbling a lot. There's a lot of blather, a lot of political and religious and personal blather coming out of here. I don't know if you guys are really even absorbing any of it, but uh, we can get into something cool here pretty soon if you guys are more interested in hearing something about that. But I try to keep it real with a lot of people with talking about talking about keeping things real. Let me let me get out one of my opinions. You know how people tell their children that monsters don't exist and that there's no monster under your bed, there's no monster in your room. I am never telling my children that because I believe in, spiritual warfare. I believe in demons and angels and God and all that stuff. I can't possibly not believe in it because of insane things that have actually happened to me before, but um like just keep it real, guys. Like it's real. Like it's not, bedtime stories or medieval fairy tales. Like it's real. I'll tell you something that's actually this has happened to me many times that I'm asleep and the things will crawl into my dreams to try to like grab me and trick me and do all kinds of like diabolical stuff that you have never even imagined. Like like horror movie energy and just like worse than like the most horrifying horror movie. Like they've made me watch like twitching dead bodies, and like kind of what I have to do is just say like, okay, Jesus loves me, and then like I wake back up and you can still feel the energy of it in your room, and then it leaves. Once it's gone, it's like I have felt that. I have felt what the immaterial feels like when it interacts with you, and it is something. It's really something. Like it's happened to me so many times that I don't even really feel it anymore. I'm just like, oh my goodness, it's this again. But like the most recent one that I had, yeah, well, it's terrifying unless you understand that the full blast of this is what you are protected from if you have Jesus in you. Because like what happened to me was like this is the most recent one that I have. This wasn't even that long ago. I still have this. I had a dream a while ago that I'm walking around in my house and I feel like and I hear this toy gun that's like I hear that, and this has happened to me so many times now that I just have this instinctual response of like rage to just attack it. Like it's hard. Like I'm not Doom guy, I'm not a demon killer or whatever, but like I'll charge straight into these things at this point because I know what they are and I know what they want is that fear from you and I refuse to give them that. But maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. I don't know, but you know, I would charge straight into it and I just yell at them like, "Get out!" It's happened. A lot of people are probably going to hear that and be like, "What is he talking about? Like, who is this? Who is this weirdo who thinks that he's had encounters with demons?" And like, I get it. I get it because it's like nobody likes to hear all that conservative, that religious blather or whatever. But it's just like, no, when you know, you know. When you know, you know. But anyway, though, I'm not telling my children that there's no such thing as monsters for that reason. Like
I'm gonna keep it real that there is such thing as monsters. They don't have bodies, they don't have faces that you can see, but they are real, and they if they could, they would kill you. They would rip your head clean off if they could. But I'm gonna, tell them that you're safe. There's a bigger being who is keeping that away from you. You know, what's this? Well, yeah. If they don't like it, they can just ignore it. I don't care. Like I've made a lot of songs with this as as a thematic undertone of just like, actually the song that I was just playing a while ago is actually called Cutthroat, because it's like it's an invitation of, or not an invitation, but kind of a tease of like, okay, if you want to push your beliefs all the way that you hate me so much, just kill me. Kill me now. If you actually, because I'm of the opinion that a lot of these people that hate you don't hate you enough to actually go all the way with it and just actually kill you, because that's like what hatred actually is just murdering somebody in your heart. And so I don't think that a lot of those people have actually enough backbone to actually pull out a knife and kill you. Like see out your beliefs. The lyrics of the song are, see out your beliefs to the end, cut my throat wide open, is what the rhyme of that song actually is, because a lot of these people, like, I watch a lot of Charlie Kirk, I think is what his name is, and how if you actually deconstruct a lot of the mindset that these people have, it just falls apart. Like, if you push them, like, okay, you believe that babies aren't alive, why don't you take a knife and just go kill them? If you like, tell the woman who just miscarried her baby that she wanted so bad that wasn't alive. You don't need to grieve over that. That wasn't alive. That wasn't an actual living person. It doesn't quiver and writhe in the womb when you're killing it. It doesn't have a heartbeat. No, it's a fetus. It's just a fetus. Let's use dehumanizing and words to describe it, because it's not actually a person. You know that the word fetus actually means little person, like in Latin or whatever. That's what that word actually means. Like, instinctively, in my opinion, everybody has immaterial defaults of like just things that they know are right and things that they know are wrong. Everybody has this. They will refuse to admit that they have this, but they have this. I have this. The people watching this have this. Everybody has the Christian version of right and wrong written on them. I irreversibly believe that, because of just what has happened to me and my experiences with the immaterial. And I know I'm saying this like really hard. Like, I have a lot of compassion for people who have been raised differently than I have. That it's just like, I get how hard it's. I know I might be making it sound like this is something that's, oh, it's just so easy to understand. In a lot of ways, I truly believe it is. But also there are a lot of things about morality that are just an absolute conundrum. That just don't make sense. Like, if I had to use one word to describe life, it would be counterintuitive, because it feels like it's laid out in a way that's meant to confuse you. Like, I have a lot of compassion for people who look at life as just kind of this horrible experience of like, everything is pushing against me, is holding me back. I have a lot of compassion for those kinds of people, because I have felt that many, many times. I have felt that feeling of everything around me is against me. Having ADHD, having dyslexia, having all kinds of stuff that maybe even doesn't have names for it, hormonal offsets and imbalances and stuff. I understand what people mean when they say like the whole world is against me. I take like 7 pills every day just to get my life to work, like just to get my this to work the way it's ought to. And what's amazing though, of what really holds me back in life, and what really stops me, oh man, what really holds me back in life is actually not that. It would be expected that all of what really gives me problems in life would be what's wrong in here. It's not. It's what's wrong outside of me.
all of what actually holds me back and what really rubs me the wrong way is the dumb freaking decisions of other people who aren't disabled. And it's insane. Like I was saying before, you do not have to look very far to find people that just don't care, you know, that just and always places you find them are always anywhere and everywhere that they shouldn't be. Doctors tell you things like they'll tell you never walk again. 12 months later, that person's walking again. You know, pastors, they tell you like Kenneth Copeland and Joel Osteen and all these just people who are so obsessed that I've met before, even these people who are obsessed with just being the best and being the best preacher. It's like that's not the Christian way to do things, man. Like I understand now why people have so many, you know, why people are so turned off by the idea of like going to church, you know, read the Bible, have anything to do with religion. It's because so many of these freaking people have no idea what their own belief system actually is about. And it's infuriating because it makes you want to like pull out a gun and shoot them. Like just line them up by the barn and just shoot them is what you'd really like to do sometimes. Like, you know, like I actually I was gonna apologize for saying that. I'm gonna not actually because like that's just real emotion. Like just it's healthy to let your emotions out. It really is. But like the point of this live stream is not to vent all of what is wrong with existence. I don't know how much of this you guys are enjoying or not, but I thought that it would be fun to do a little bit of Q&A that let my viewers get to know me as a person a little bit and this and that and why I am the way I am and this and that and but I'm just vibing. Okay. Well, how about that? Good. Thank you. I'm glad that you're vibing. I'm going to be right back. When I get back here, we're going to do some lock and pop dance, some fun stuff. I'm going to get some water. I'll be right back with you in like 20 seconds. So yeah, talking about Cutthroat, my latest song. See out your beliefs to the end. Cut my throat wide open. With that, there's just I feel a need to explain this a little bit before I actually release the song, just because it's like so shocking. You know, shock value gets to people. That's what I want a little bit. But it's just like a lot of people don't have anywhere near the level of commitment to their own belief system that feels like worthy of respect. Like they just do things and they don't care. And like to me personally, that just seems like one of the most disrespectful ways you can possibly live your life is just to not have clear views on anything, that you're just floating. Like that makes it sound like I hate agnostics. I don't. I get it. Like you don't know. You're just admitting that you don't know if you identify as agnostic, and that's fine. Like truth seeking is good, but not if that's your only way of living. You know. Oh hey, you're back. All right. Oh yeah, where did you leave before? Yeah. All right. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna play. Let's see. Hey, music nerd. Let me ask you something, and like my other guy in here too. Let me ask you something. Oh, I was just saying, you can back it up if you want to, and then go back. But I was just saying the something about Cutthroat, my latest song, or my not my latest song, but my soon to be released next song. it has like, that's kind of what the point of it is find, you know, if you're gonna have a belief system, go all the way with it or don't. Is kind of what. In, that's undersaying it, but I'll explain more in detail eventually. Hey. By the way, did you hear my SpongeBob AI of Medicate? Did you hear that when I released it? I released a SpongeBob AI cover of Medicate. I AI'd my own vocals. Yeah. Did you? Huh. The comment didn't go through. I'm not sure why, but I don't see one from you on there. I have a glitchy iPad sometimes. Oh man, it's just it's so funny to me personally. It's just like the fact that a computer can even pull that off is just hilarious. But hey, music nerd, let me ask you something. What is your favorite song, just ever, if you have one, or one of your favorite songs? I'm just gonna like. Do you have a favorite song? Because I'd love to do a little bit of lock and pop for you. Yeah, I'll play one of mine, and we can do it. Let's see here. So I did kind of make it so that there's a right way to dance to medicate a little bit. I'll show you a good question. Okay, so I'll show you a little bit what the quote unquote correct way to dance to my music is, if there is one. I guess this would be it. Here we go. Let's see, make sure I got enough room here. All right. Maybe put it on the next level actually, so that we can see. Oh wow, that's staying balanced over there. Roads to Rome by Code Panda. Okay, we can do that. Maybe I'll. Excuse me. I will play this first, and then we'll do that. Ooh, it's hard. It's hard, but it looks cool. I gotta breathe. How'd you like that? There's Medicate for you. Woo! Lock and pop. All right, gonna get some water again. Oh. And we'll do Roads to Rome after that. Oh man, yeah. I saw you bringing up on the other screen there. What's my favorite track of my own and of Andorax? I would have to say, my favorite track of my own would have to be probably Medicate, maybe Bathe. I don't really favorite my own music because it seems like selfish, but let's see. Probably Bathe, just because I spent so much elbow grease on it. My favorite song of Andorax. Oh man. Let's see. My favorite song that Andorax has made would have to be the second version of September, I think. I would say that's the best thing he's ever made. Because like I was saying before in my last live stream, he is just so good with the wave bass lines where it goes like I can't do that. I can do that, but not in the way that he does. He's just that good at it. As for my, so that would be my favorite Andorax track. I think the second version of September. September 2. That's my favorite Andorax track. And you know, it's been a while now. I don't know if Andorax is gonna see this or if he's gonna care that much, but you know, I miss you, buddy. You know, sorry about any stuff that's ever happened between us, but I still care about you. That will never change. You know, you're a good guy. And I try to be good to you, too. I know we disagree about a lot of stuff, about a lot of what nature of life and this and that, but yeah. Yeah, it's a great track. I love that one. Okay, I'm going to get a little bit unwinded here, and we'll do Roads to Rome. Let's see. I don't know if I've ever heard this one before, so it might be hard to improv dance to it, but let me see if I've heard it before.
Behold, a Boost Mobile Unlimited plan at a price that never.
This is an ad.
$25 a month forever.
Hey, are you a new guy here? Have I got a new watcher? Huh. JZ FM account. So how's it going, man? Yeah, welcome to the live stream. So this is my little live stream. I'm doing a little bit of lock and pop, a little bit of fun stuff, talking about, you know, philosophical insanity, talking about the meaning of life, talking about old friends, people we've met, and that kind of stuff. Gonna do my villainous chair spin. Watch this, you guys. Oh wait, with the hood, like Darth Sidious. Gotta do it with the hood. So we meet again. It's a chill vibe here. You know it, music nerd. You know it. You're my number one, man. You're like my best fan for sure. Yeah, get ready for some weirdness. It gets weird, a little bit, a little bit. All right, we're gonna do Roads to Rome here. I'm gonna. I might fail to dance at it. I've never heard this song before, but I'll give it a try. Ooh, I can only get so far with that one. Oh, that's a fun song though. No, they don't. Yeah, he's I won't say he's lost his touch, but Code Pandorum, he's something. Hard to breathe with a mask on. Just give me a second here. Uh-oh. How are we doing on battery here? Let me check. Okay, well, I'm gonna get the charger. Okay. Gonna have to charge the phone. Didn't want to have to do that, but it is what it is. Yeah, all right. Song's good though. What do you think of my arms reveal? I think that might be the first time on my channel I've revealed my naked arms and chest and all of this. Here, let's do strength reveal as long as we're doing that. Oh, with the music, yeah. Here. It's a good song, man. It's a good song. That deserves the red light. spider dance. Rad. Dark step is where it's at. I should try more dark. I would get back into the big heavy stuff like that. I should really. Okay. You guys want to hear some cyber goth? Cyber goth? Check this out. I'll put it up here. I'll get my lighting scheme a little bit more appropriate or whatever. All right. Let me get my big scary black coat back on. Here. First try, can I do it? Ooh, no arms. Let's go. All right. So, I've never done a face reveal before. I don't know if I ever will. Does anybody want one? Huh? Maybe? Here, you want to see my mask? The genuine Metaljack mask? As seen and bathed. Check it out. That's the real one. Wouldn't mind one. I know you've seen my teeth before. You've seen this eye before. There's that. Eye reveal. Oh. I do have a face. I just haven't shown it yet. Maybe I never will. Who knows? Anyway, though, let's try some cyber goth. You want to hear some cyber goth? That's an ad. Yeah, we'll put this up here. We'll put it at the high angle again, so that it doesn't get all the everything else. Let's see. Maybe we'll open this up a little more. A little bit more ambient light in there. Maybe we'll turn this up a little brighter. There we go. All right, here we go. It's cyber goth time.
Relax your soul.
Good music, man. Woo! Gotta love the Enigma. Sometimes I like some of his music, not all of it. Thanks, buddy. Woo. It's a hard dance to maintain. It's very hard because you got the full body in motion. All right. Here, should we try something different for a second? I want you guys to take a look at my plasma ball here. Here. We'll plug this in. Yeah, wait, unplug that. This plugs in. This plugs in. And then this turns on. All right. There he is. This is my plasma ball. Now, let's not get anything twisted now. This, if Nikolai Tesla could see this, he would be rolling in his grave because it's actually very weak electricity. What's that? Oh, yeah. Well, I did invite him. I didn't know if he was going to come or not because, you know, it's happened before, though, that he joins when it's like 2 a.m., you know, like he's awake all the time. He's nocturnal like that, so, you know. But yeah. Yeah. You know, talking about religious political stuff, it is my humble personal opinion, actually not even my humble personal opinion, but the universe's opinion, that if you can impregnate someone, you're a man. If you can get pregnant, you're a woman. And I don't care what anybody else says about it, that's the truth. Of course, it's not to say that infertile people aren't one gender or the other, because they can't have children. It's just a little bit different for them. It's crazy that people have a name for that now, too. I'm non-binary. Are you sure about that? Is that what your biology says? Is that what all of science says? You know, something I really don't understand about the secular worldview. I don't hate atheists. I don't hate agnostics. I don't even hate anti-theists. I'm just going to say it, though. I don't understand why your version of the Bible is, why their version of the Bible is science and logic, when it comes to something like, oh, evolution is just, I'm a creationist. I don't get why evolution is science. You're dealing with science, but when it comes to something that is definitely a part of science, like your gender, then it goes straight back to feelings, you know? Because if you feel like a woman, you must just be a woman. We shouldn't be injecting mental illness into society and defending it as a good and righteous thing. That's just not the right thing to do, and everybody knows that. Well, correction, actually. No, yeah, everybody knows that. Even the people who believe that know that. You are one or the other. Even those rare people that have that genetic mutation so that their gender's kind of mixed up, they are still one or the other, and also their lives are living hell, just like the people who do that to themselves on purpose. It's actually insane that there are doctors who will even, surgeons who will even let you do that to yourself. You know? Pull the ears off a mule doesn't make him a horse. Just saying. Hate me all you want. Pile the insults on, please, I'm begging you. And I will keep ignoring them like the smell of a vomitorium. Those are actually lyrics that I wrote recently for another song, actually, if you can believe that. Pour on your insults, please, more and more, and I will keep ignoring them like the smell of a vomitorium. What was the other one again? It was, I would never treat you the way you treat me. Censor me. No, it was, I wrote it down just recently today. How did that go? Oh yeah, it was. You say, if I could, I would mute you all. Just know that that feeling is not mutual. And it's an expression of that I would never censor people, even that I disagree with the way they would mute me, because it's just not the right way to do things. I have I have a couple rules for life, and one of them is let dumb people be dumb. That's one of them. Another one is never flirt with friends. Another one is I can't even remember them all right now, but I have a couple rules for life, and those are two of them. Never flirt with friends. Let dumb people be dumb. Oh yeah, be nice. That's another one. Just be nice. And never be stupid on purpose. That's another one. You know, rules for life. I'm just waiting for myself to get unwinded so that I can, do the next dance. I got my mask off right now, but I'm still not going to let anybody see my face. How do you like the Blasmobile? You like it? Cool. Yeah. Now, if you're curious at the way this works, there's ionized gas inside of this glass ball, and then little pulses of electricity coming out of that thing are what make it work. I don't know if peace symbol in the middle there, if that's a paganism thing. I don't know. I know it was a hippie thing. I don't agree with what hippies had. I'm not a communist, not at all. Hippies, I actually I believe in peace though, so there's that. Peace. I believe. Actually, this brings up another cool point. I believe in peace through violence. I believe in peace through violence. Not a lot of people will second that, but I am one of the people that think that there are some people like some people think of, Batman's morality of like killing people is always wrong no matter what. I don't believe that. I think you got to think about how many people you may murder by letting some people live, you know? Got to take responsibility. Like it's not a job anybody except maybe like a psychopath would want necessarily, but I believe some people actually do just kind of have to die. I'm not, and no. That's not me saying like, oh, kill all gay people or anything like that. I just think like, you know, or kill all Asians or kill all blacks. That brings up another important point of like, some people just need to die. It doesn't matter if you're black or white or what you are. Some people just need to die so that the world can stay good, or stay tolerable anyway. Hitler, I believe Hitler deserved to die. I'm a strong believer in the death penalty. A lot of people think, oh, you got to abolish the death penalty. I don't believe that. I think we should keep it. I think it's good that people have strong incentive to not kill people, to not do stupid things. I think that that's important. I think that that's very important. Though, a lot of people in this modern day and age seem to be of the opinion that, black people can't be racist. Everybody can be racist. It doesn't matter. It's happened before. Even like there was this one guy who was like a cult leader, and he was black, and he was like, you know what? Actually, we should just murder all white people. Let's just kill all white people. It's a good idea. Let's just do that. Let's not do that. Let's maybe not do that. I don't know if anybody has a pretty good understanding of how forgiveness works, but I don't think I would be mad at somebody. I'm a pretty forgiving person. I think I would forgive someone for trying to murder me, actually. If they had like real reason. I respect the person who has enough guts to try to see their beliefs out to the end to try to murder me, Like I don't like the people that pretend to hate you all the way to the point that they're just like, oh well, I wouldn't do that, but like, it's like be committed, you know. Grab the knife by the blade, you know. I don't know if that resonates with anybody at all, but I just can't stand fake people. Like I can't stand people who like act like they're Christians. I can't stand people who say like, "Oh yeah, I'm Christian. I believe in God. I'm Christian," and then they're not. They believe in all the wrong stuff. They don't, because if you, here's the thing: if you are genuinely Christian, that means you are Christ in. That means you follow what the Bible says and what Jesus said, like strictly. You know, you're not going to add to it, and you know, and people say like, well, you know, the Bible doesn't say anything about, you know, being gay is wrong. Actually, it does. Jesus said that that was wrong because he said that you got to listen to the law of Moses, which says, yeah, that's wrong. So, you know, just keeping it real. Cause those glitches in the matrix, bro. That sounded a little bit cringe. Sorry I said that. Maybe. Actually, you know what? The word cringe has kind of lost all. The word cringe is so overused at this point that it's not even. It's kind of lost all meaning, you know? It's like, oh, you're cringe. You're cringe. Cringe, 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 cringe. Like, I don't. What does that even mean anymore? Like the amount of times the word cringe is even used is cringe. That's cringe. You know, people say like, oh, you're cringe. Call me cringe again, bro. Call me cringe. I don't even care. I mean, there's justified. You know, like if somebody walks into a room and they're just like, you know, I love buttholes and stuff, then that's cringe. Like that is like the dictionary definition of cringe. But if somebody just, it's so easy to like overuse the term of just like, oh, you're cringe if you, oh hey, here's my lava lamp. You guys want to get an eye full of my lava lamp? Yeah. But anyway, like I was saying, like if people use the word cringe so much that it's just like, oh, if you believe in God, you're cringe. If you're an atheist, you're cringe. If you're a hippopotamus, you're cringe. Be quiet, man. Sit down, be quiet. You need to be quiet. Hey, you guys want to hear all the weird noises I can make? I have many talents, and only about I have like 100 talents. Only about 6 of them are practically useful. The rest is just making noises like this. Those are all coming out of my mouth and out of my biological processes. That is not. I've been practicing those sounds since I was a child, and now I've reached my full potential with them. You know, if you practice one thing your whole life, no matter how stupid it is, you will get better at it. That I promise you. Sounds, bro. Did you know that it is possible to sing 2 notes at the same time? Don't believe me? Let me show you. Throat singing. That's what throat singing actually is. It's just singing 2 notes at once. That's what that is. Okay, so let's try another song, bro. Let's try some more lock and pop. What do you think about that? Does that sound like fun? Sounds like fun. Alright, let's unplug this. Plug this. I said plug this. Plug it. Plug. Okay. Alright. Everybody still with me? Let's see. Yeah, Mongolian throat singing. Yeah, that's pretty much, yeah. Oh boy, we only got one person watching now, Music Nerd. That must be you. I guess everybody didn't like my meanness, my being myselfness. That's too bad. But you know what? I don't care. I don't care at all. Because people can hate me if they want to. Or maybe they just got bored. I don't know. I don't even care anymore, man. It happens. Yeah. Let's see here, though. I want to play. So this is actually one of my favorite songs probably ever. Here we go. Just because of the general sound of it. I wanted to maybe even play this in my last live stream, just, for fun. Let's try this a little bit. All right. Not getting bored on me, are you, music nerd? Having fun? I hope you are. I don't have a lot of big fans like you. I wish I did. I wish I had about 78 more of you. More people like you, Be really nice to have more vibers. We can call them the Vibe Club. It's people who got the right opinions. I reserve my right to believe my opinions are right. And people hate you for it. Hey, Bubbles. It's bubbling. Can you see that? Look at them, they're falling. Oh, yeah. Look at that big long one. All right. Dance time. Here we go. Ooh! And now, baby. The Matrix. Lean. Woo! Oh. Oh. I'm about to collapse. Spin me right round. Spin me round. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's getting dark out. I'm thinking pretty soon here's probably a good place to end it. But thank you for being here. Thank you for being my friend, Music Nerd. Thank you for being my fan. Because I don't really have fans outside of you. You are my broski. And I don't really have a lot more to show you right now. But I'm glad that we're vibing. I'm glad that I did find at least one person in the entire spiel of this whole thing, of DJ Metaljack to Metaljack to all this stuff, that made it worth it, you know. I'm glad I found at least one person who shares my everything, and then I can have a fan, you know. Just to have one person, it's really nice. You don't know what it means. You don't even know. Yeah, don't worry, I will. It will probably re-upload again soon sometime. Or not re-upload, just upload. Yeah, it will be there. The link will still be in your Discord and everything, so you can reach it from there. So yeah. Yeah, okay. All right, hey, let me show you one more cool thing. Check this out. This is awesome. What's this? Put this in here. This was a gift from my sister-in-law. What's this? It's my little planet. My little planet. In a glass cube. I mean, sorry, not cube, sphere. Yeah. There you go. It's pretty cool, huh? I just thought you should see that. It's fun. All right. Yeah. Anything else you'd like to know? Little Q&A. Anything you'd like to know about me that maybe I can shoot at you point blank while we still got some time left here? Whew. We had some fun. I'm glad we could do this. I was having a pretty average day, to be honest with you. Maybe a little bit above average. Let's see. Whew. Yeah. Yeah, sure, makes sense. Yeah, I might end it here then. Right. Yeah, I gotta work in the morning and afternoon tomorrow, so I'll have to see you then. But you know, I just gotta tell you, it means a lot to have a fan, to have somebody to appreciate your art, because I am being slept on like a king's giant feather bed. I am being slept on like a king's giant feather bed. That's what I got. I got 400 subscribers and they don't even care about me. But you do, Music Nerd. Fan, yes. Not just a friend, a fan. An actual fan. Yes. That means something at a level you don't even maybe know. Because I used to have somebody who was my biggest fan, but now I don't. So you are a more than worthy replacement, let me tell you. Very, very much. You probably know who I mean. You know who I mean. Not Andor X. Not Andor X. The other one. Alright. Thanks for being here, Music Nerd. Thank you for being here. I'm going to end it right here. Peace out, alright? You have a good night. Yeah, you got it. He knows. He knows. I'll see you, man. You have a good one. Thanks for being here.